While explaining his model, he paused, looked to the audience, and drew a connection nobody saw coming. He said that the ancient Indian idea of Brahman is entirely consistent with what quantum physics suggests may be happening inside the brain. Those words came from Dr. Stuart Hameroff, the anesthesiologist behind the orchestrated objective reduction theory of consciousness. He said them on stage in 2022 during a convocation at IIT Mandi in India, leaving some in the room fascinated and others stunned. For 30 years, the quantum mind theory sat in the scientific basement, not because it was disproven. So, what exactly were they trying to avoid? Tonight, we look at the theory science tried to bury. Welcome to Brain Eidos. The quantum mind theory suggests that consciousness doesn't come only from neurons firing, but may also arise from quantum processes happening inside the brain. Scientifically, this idea comes from physics, especially quantum physics, where particles can exist in many states at once, a phenomenon called superposition. These strange behaviors suggest that the brain particles might operate in ways that classical physics alone can't explain. Neuroscience, which tries to understand how awareness and subjective experience emerge from brain activity, metaphysically and spiritually. People see the quantum mind as evidence that our thoughts might influence reality, or that consciousness is linked to a larger universal intelligence. As we explored in our previous video, does the brain create consciousness or receive it? So yes, different perspectives explain it differently, but they all point to the same mystery. Is the mind more than matter? The first major scientific push for a quantum basis of consciousness came from Roger Penrose, a mathematical physicist, and Stuart Hameroff, an anesthesiologist. In the 1990s, they proposed that tiny structures in our brain cells, called microtubules, might host quantum processes similar to those in quantum computers. These microtubules could allow quantum coherence to influence neuronal firing, potentially giving rise to awareness. Before this, the mind was mainly considered non-physical, but Penrose and Hameroff gave these ideas a scientific engine, linking consciousness to biology and quantum physics. Their proposal was controversial, but it opened a path to explore the mind at the intersection of physics, biology, and philosophy. At first, the theory was criticized, even mocked, but then something strange happened. Over the last 20 years, scientists started discovering quantum behavior in photosynthesis. Plants seem to use quantum coherence to move energy more efficiently than classical physics would allow. Quantum sensing in birds' navigation. How birds navigate long distances is still a mystery, but quantum entanglement in their eyes could be part of the explanation. Quantum tunneling in enzymes. Scientists have observed particles bypassing energy barriers in ways classical chemistry can't explain, a purely quantum effect. Suddenly, the claim that the brain cannot host quantum processes didn't look so solid anymore. Quantum biology became a field, and the quantum mind theory began rising from the ashes. Real studies have started to peek behind the curtain of this theory. In 2020, researchers detected quantum vibrations in microtubules, giving some support to Penrose and Hameroff's bold idea. A few years earlier, in 2014, scientists observed quantum coherence in biological systems, and yes, at room temperature, something previously thought impossible. Even more striking, experiments in anesthesia showed that certain drugs can disrupt microtubules, hinting that consciousness might really be connected to them. Do all scientists agree? Not at all. But the evidence keeps piling up, and this is exactly where things start to get controversial. And that, my friends, is where I bring in Eli. Eli, you love the controversial side of science, the part that makes everyone else uncomfortable.
Exactly. If nobody's scared, it's probably boring. So, what am I covering?
The metaphysical side, spiritual interpretations, real-world applications, and what it might mean for us.
If the mind has a quantum layer, it changes everything. Metaphysical traditions have always claimed that consciousness can influence reality. The mind is non-local. Thoughts carry energy. Intuition is a kind of signal from a higher field. From ancient Hindu philosophy to Sufi mysticism to Hermetic teachings, they all spoke of a universal consciousness. Quantum mind gives this idea a scientific doorway. Maybe these traditions weren't wrong, they were early. Today, the idea of the quantum mind isn't just a theory on paper. It's shaping the way we think about ourselves. Some are exploring brain-heart coherence, learning how our thoughts and emotions can literally sync with our bodies. Others are developing new healing and meditation techniques, inspired by how consciousness might interact with the physical world. There are theories about intuition and synchronicity, suggesting that the mind might tap into patterns beyond what we usually notice. Even psychedelics and expanded states of awareness are being studied through this lens. And researchers are venturing into completely new territory: quantum cognition, a field that could change how we understand thinking itself. It's science, but it feels like stepping into something much bigger. And in technology, researchers are exploring whether the brain already solves problems the way quantum computers do. If that's true, your mind might be more powerful than any machine humanity can build. Want to expand your mind and see life in a way few people do? Subscribe. What you learn here may change the way you see everything. For us, at Brain Eidos, the quantum mind isn't just a theory. It's a bridge between science and spirituality, the brain and the universe, the known and the possible. We're not saying the theory is proven, we're saying it's worth exploring, because it helps us ask better questions about consciousness, awareness, and reality. As you're watching this video, imagine a brain made of light, quantum waves moving through it, particles appearing and disappearing, the mind stretching into the universe. This is the feeling behind the quantum mind, a mix of mystery, awe, and possibility. And now, the question for you: if your mind truly interacts with the universe on a quantum level, what becomes possible when you finally learn how to use it? And as you think about that, step beyond the logic of 1 + 1 = 2. Because even Niels Bohr, when trying to describe the quantum world, left us with a timeless line: when it comes to atoms, language can be used only as in poetry.